Let's try this again. This news is too new not to go live and not to interrupt my Christmas decorating. That's how serious I am, guys. If you follow my other channel, you know that's a big deal because tomorrow's my decorate video. Anyways, if you are a YouTuber and you don't live under a rock, then you've been panicking, probably most of you, like myself. I have a family channel, mommy lifestyle channel and DIYs. So I was affected by this, but also it's like everybody. So bad that you can be fined. And FTC has hurt us. A lot of people, thousands and thousands of creators have come together and actually commented and poured out their heart and soul, and the FTC has given us some clarification. So I'm going to recap the highlights, but of course in the description I have provided the actual source, and I do recommend you read through it. I need to check and make sure my head is in the frame because I'm not a liver, as you can see by the backdrop. Okay, awesome. I'm in the frame. So I'm going to read some of the highlights first. I'm going to give the disclaimer. I can't give you any legal advice. Obviously, I'm clueless tips here. I don't know anything about law. I did put in a video of a lawyer who really explained the history very well of COPPA and everything like that and why it's a big deal. So make sure you check that out as well. But here are the recaps from the update about how to tell if your channel is made for kids. Okay, so comment, let me know what type of content you make. Okay, so I'm just gonna read this, okay, because I was so excited I had to jump on. So the first thing is if your videos are about traditionally adult activities like employment, finances, politics, home ownership, home improvement, or travel, you're probably not covered under COPPA, meaning you're okay. And again, I'm not giving the legal terms, but not covered meaning you don't really have to worry about it, even though we should all be worrying about it. But I like how they actually listed categories for us, which helps a lot of people in that situation. And then it says, unless your content is geared towards kids. So an example of that is if you have a finance channel that's geared towards kids learning how to save money, obviously that's different, right? The same would be true for videos aimed at high school or college students. So this is interesting to me because something that I do on my other channel, Clueless Mama-D, subscribe, is I do a lot of gift ideas. So I was like, I'm not even going to do gift idea for kids or for like teenagers anymore because I'm worried kids are going to watch that. So it's interesting that they say like if your video is geared towards teenagers, and I know there's a lot of gamers thinking that kind of way and things like that. Then another highlight, it says, on the other hand, if your content includes traditional children's pastimes or activities, it may be child-directed. And we know that YouTube calls that, instead of using the term child-directed, YouTube used the term made for kids. Okay, so comment below, let me know what you're feeling so far. For me, that is a lot more clarification than the FTC has been giving us. Here's the next highlight I want to share with you. It says, just because your video is bright colors or animated characters doesn't mean you're automatically covered by COPPA. So it still may or may not be, but I've seen some videos where, where they were reading like the FTC's or the COPPA law, and it was really outdated and like very vague, and it was saying like if you use bright colors, and it's like, come on, we all use bright colors. Like this thumbnail is a bright red, so it was like, come on, really bright colors and words like fun. That was saying that you were child-centered. So it's saying don't worry, like just because you use bright colors, it does not mean that you're doing made for kids content. While many animated shows are directed to kids, the FTC recognizes there can be animated programming that appeals to everyone. So again, this is an impression that I know a lot of other YouTubers talking about this matter are saying. It just seems like the FTC is like just way outdated with the culture of the internet, and that adults like a lot of things that kids like and stuff like that. So the FTC is claiming here that we get it. We get that not everything that, I don't know, I can't think of an example, but video games, for example. There's a lot of adults who play video games, so just because you have a video game channel does not make it made for kids. So, let me get to the rest because there is more highlights. And I'll look at your questions after, but keep writing what your thoughts are. Okay, so the next one is, and I've provided the link to all of this because within the link to this is another link that I think you need to look into, we all need to look into, and it says the complaint in the YouTube cases. So again, the lawyer's video that I linked in the description explains like what kind of happened, why did all of a sudden the FTC hold YouTube accountable for COPPA. And so what it's saying is the complaint on YouTube. So what happens, people or groups of people were complaining on behalf of children to the FTC about YouTube. And so that's what it's talking about here. The FTC is saying the complaint in the YouTube cases offers some examples of channels the FTC considered to be directed for children, aka made for children. For example, many content creators explicitly stated in their About section, so you better check on your About, of their statements of their YouTube channel that their intended audience was for children under 13. So if you don't know, and a lot of people don't know this because I have some YouTube communities and I see a lot of people saying this, they're saying, well, my content's not made for kids because if I look at my analytics, it says all adults watching. So a lot of people aren't connecting the fact that everyone that has a channel on YouTube is over 13. That's how you have to make your channel. So, I mean, we all know under 13 is on YouTube. They're just watching on somebody else's account or they're not even logged into account. So your analytics will not tell you which child or what age of children are watching you. So people in their About section were saying, hey kids, this channel's for you. So make sure you've checked your About. To be honest, I'm gonna have to look at my About too because, I mean, I probably didn't say anything about kids, but again, just look at it. So saying that their channel is intended for an audience of children under 13. Other channels made similar statements in communications with YouTube. So yeah, they made that. In addition, many of the channels featured popular animated children's programs or showed kids playing with toys or participating in other child-oriented activities. So this is where I think channels like my other channel or family vloggers or things like that, this is where I think we are going to have to change some of our videos to made for kids. And for example, again, my gift ideas for kids videos, even though I'm talking to parents on those, and obviously kids don't buy themselves the gifts, I am showing kids playing with toys and they could be attracted to that video from the thumbnail or just the idea like what should I ask my parents. So even though that's like the most lucrative type of videos that I have on my channel that bring in residual income, I'm gonna have to mark that made for kids. An example, if you're doing a birthday party playing in a park, you're probably gonna have to make that for kids if the whole video is the kids playing at the park. But again, they're giving some examples here, which is like what I think we all really needed, and I'd like to see more. Then it says some of the channel owners also enabled settings that made their content appear when users search for names of popular toys or animated characters. So they're saying some of them, like strategically, what they're saying is like your keywords. What are your keywords saying? Are they saying that popular toy that kids searching? So again, my channel, gift ideas for kids, they are going to search their favorite toy and they might come across my video. Or are you doing an unboxing? Or are you showing what your kids got for Christmas? Or any of that stuff. Or I guess you got to be careful with gaming with this and stuff like that too. And then it says, yeah, popular toys and animated characters. Want to see the FTC's analysis in context, read pages 10 to 4. So again, in the description I have the link to all of this. I'm just going over the highlights with you. Wanted to hear what you guys thought. Are you feeling a little bit better on this? And they also talk about the fine and what would happen if like a YouTuber would be fined, like a small YouTuber, you know what I'm saying? I'm small. And what they're saying is, yes, the fine can be up to $42,000, but they take into consideration your ability to pay that and your ability to stay in business after you pay the fine. So YouTube had paid $170 million but they took all of those things into consideration. So we should be getting legal advice. We should be, erring on the side of caution and making sure we are, just doing our job to comply with this, of course. But it's not like it depends on a lot of factors how much you would actually be fined if you were to be fined. But come on, just comply, So here's what you can do about this. What you can do if you haven't already is join a ton of us creators, sign the petition about this, and most importantly, I almost think, is comment directly to the FTC. So what they did is they extended the time that, I don't know, they're going to act on this or something like that to December 9th, and they are actually, it says in this article that they are actually looking closely at the law. So they are considering making changes to the law and giving us, I think, till December 9th to speak our minds about it. So I think that's what came from this, is because they're already saying, like, hey, guys, we need to know if our channel is made for kids. We're losing our mind here. So keep asking them that. I think that this is a step in the right direction, but I would like to see more concrete examples. Am I wrong? How are you feeling about that? Anyways, if you're new to my channel, I help share tips that help me grow as a small YouTuber, basically on my other channel, and I share those with you. And I also share the things that I do wrong. So if you want to go from clueless to I got this with me on the YouTube journey, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. Most importantly, make sure you comment and sign that petition, because we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this, and I feel so bad for, the other channels that are like, obviously kids content, or there's no way for them to kind of recover from that. That's tough, man. That's tough. Okay, bye guys.
How do I stop this thing?